Dear students, today I have chosen an important topic as far as the teaching of English grammar is concerned, that is English verb. This is one of the most important topics for understanding of other topics of English grammar. So let's look at the sentences, the following sentences on the board. The encircled words here are verbs. The question is now, what these encircled words tells us? In the first instance, Rashid goes to school. Here the verb tells us that what a person does. In the second sentence, Ambani is rich. It tells us that what a person is. In the third example, he is liked by all. What is done to the person? In another example, the patient died of corona. What happens to the person? In the last sentence, I have a car, he had a scooter. In both these cases, the verb tells us that what a person has or had, what they own. So, this verb, it tells us that verb, we can say that verb is a word which tells us that what a person does, what a person is, what a person does, what happens to a person, what a person has or had, and the person denoted by the subject. This is the basic definition of English verb. So once again, verb is a word which shows us what a person does, what a person is, what is done to a person, what happens to a person, and what a person has and had. This English verb, it has been accordingly variously classified. Basically, it has been classified into two main categories. That is main verb and auxiliary verb. Main verb or principal verbs. Auxiliary verb or helping verbs. These main verbs, as they are called, they have their own content, and the auxiliary verbs, they are called helping verbs because they help the main verb to make their form. Today I will focus on this portion only, the auxiliary verbs. These are called helping verbs because they help the main verb to make their form. To make the sentence grammatically correct and coherent. For example, we have an example. He is eating food. Here in this sentence, this eat, this is the main verb. This is, here it's an auxiliary verb. If we remove this is, the sentence remains grammatically informal. He eating food. It is meaningful, its form is correct when we place this is here. So this is, it helps the main verb to make its form. That's why these are called auxiliary verbs. These auxiliary verbs, they are further classified into two main categories. The first is auxiliary verbs, or we can say the primary auxiliary verbs. Or they are called principal auxiliary verbs. And another class, that is secondary auxiliary verbs. Or modals. Or modal auxiliaries. So this verb, it is classified into two categories, main verb and auxiliary verb. This auxiliary verb is in turn classified into two categories, primary auxiliary verbs and secondary auxiliary verb. Principal auxiliaries or modals or modal auxiliaries. So let us see the basic, these principal auxiliaries or primary auxiliary verbs. These verbs, these are further categorized into three: be, do, and have. These are the base forms of this principal auxiliary verb or primary auxiliary verbs. They change according to the number of the person denoted by the subject into the following. For example, this be changed into basic 7 other forms is am, or, was and were, been and being. This do, it changes into does, did and done. This have, it changes into has and had. So in total we have 15 auxiliary verbs. The base 3 and these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. 15 primary auxiliary verbs. So what is their function now? We have to now understand what is their function, what is their use and how they can be used. But before that, I will throw a bit light on the modals. These are also helping verbs, but they have a different name. As the name indicates, their modals. All these auxiliary verbs, they have an important role in forming this tense and voice, and also are used to show mood of the verbs. These first three is, am and are. They help to form the present tense of the sentence. They are used in present tense. Was and were, they are used in past tense. Been and being, they are used in perfect continuous tense in passive voices. This does is used in present tense, and did in past tense, has in present tense, and had in past tense. So these auxiliary verbs, let us check with which words these are used. This auxiliary verb is, primary auxiliary verb is. It is used with third person singular. He, she, it, or name of anything in singular, name in single. For example, he is, she is, it is, Rome is, Sham is, to denote the present tense of the sentence. Similarly, this am, it is used with the first person singular I. And the next is or. It is used with first person we, second person you, third person they, and names in plural. For example, boys are, girls are, but in present tense, to form present tense of the sentences. Similarly, we have this was, it is used with these third person singular, he, she, it, or name of anything, but in past, to form the past tense of the sentence. He is a teacher. He was a teacher. Similarly, when we make present tense of the sentence, we or, for past tenses we use were. They are playing chess. They were playing chess. That means this where it is used in past tense. Similarly, the word does. It is used with these to form the negatives. Third person singular. He does not eat food. She does not eat food. It does not open. So this does, it is used to form negatives, but in present tense, also to form questions in present tense. And did is used with all these persons, but in to mark the past tense of the sentences. This done, it is participle, and has is used with these to show the present perfect tense. He has, she has, it has, and had is used with all these to show past perfect tense. And this be or do is also used sometimes to show negatives. I eat food. I do not eat food. Do is also used to make negatives. I do not eat food. Sometimes this do is used to make questions. For example, do I eat food? Similarly, these other words, they are also used. First, they are used to form the tense. They are also used to form the passive voices. They are also used to form questions. These, I think this is a short topic. I will conclude here. So in the next topic, I will throw a bit light on this secondary auxiliaries or modal auxiliaries. Thank you.